All right. Let's get started. Yesterday we worked on the main menu a lot, and today we are going to continue with the main menu for a little bit. I want to make the sound menu have two sliders, so you can actually increase and decrease the volume. Both the music volume and the sound effect volume. So that is what we're going to start with, and then I need a way to start the game. Even if this will just put me straight into the first room, I will accept that for now. In the future, I will most likely have an intro scene that will be launched first. And then I'm going to make an enemy spawner based on triggers. Like I've done with the levers and with the killing enemy triggers a door, but I want to trigger enemies by pulling a lever and having that state done. What up, Chris? What up? Thank you for all the claps. So we are going to start with the options part. Let's see what we did last time. I hope you're doing great today. All right, that was the issue as well. I needed to figure out why we shouldn't disable game objects and reload them. You're doing fine? Good to hear, good to hear. I have no idea why that wouldn't work. Let's check the code. First, we can remove the rebindable input that we added here, and the add action and on-clicked action. I don't need those, I just need a model of for the button and the visual element. What up, Wumi? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I'm glad to see you here. So currently I set the game object active to true and false, but I don't think that is the way you should do it. I wonder how you're supposed to do this. I'm doing great. I've been looking forward to streaming so much. It's ridiculous. I'm really enjoying streaming. And when I start, I'm like, yeah, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do now is UI toolkit disable. What's it called? All right, let's see what we can find. Introduction, we have the root. It is wonderful. I really like streaming. So yeah, we have a problem right now with the new, I'm using the UI toolkit. And we go in here, we can click the inputs, we have all our inputs. You can go to sound, and I want to add the sound options here for the sound effects and music volume. But when I click back, now I can't go back into options. It's not bound. So, and I think the issue is that I'm disabling the whole. I'm disabling the view, so it's clearing the view, and I think that is a problem. I should switch to the scene where I'm reading stuff. So I'm looking into how I will change this. How I should change this. If I should just hide the root element. That's best practice. Pre-create hierarchies. And use display none to hide them. And only display them when needed. Alright, Wumi. Thank you very much for lurking. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to hear that you're doing fine. I haven't been able to catch any of your streams lately. I have not seen you being online, but I know you have been. And I hope I can catch one soon. However, it might consume more memory to create many elements at the same time. Element pooling is to keep hold of elements that might be created later on, creating a new and letting go of them. Keep a number of them. So this is kind of what I'm doing with the inputs. Well, with the actual options view, I am just hiding and showing. These two, I'm not removing them, I'm just setting display to none of these. So I should probably do that on the start menu as well, instead of enabling and disabling the game object. So I'm going to try and do that. And can I do that on... Well, I have one more thing I want to try. If we have the main menu and I disable the UI document and enable it, then everything is gone. Okay, so that is the issue. Now I know that is the issue, so now let's solve that. And I think one way is to... I'm not sure. Let's actually see what a UI document in here has. Or can you... Let's go to the root element. Display. No, okay. UI document, display, no. We can set enable, but that's not what I want. But if we can find anything that would... Actual tree asset. The only thing I can think of is like getting the, if we have the root element and then we add class to be unselected content. No, just hide. The problem then is that every class needs to, or every UI document needs to have a way to hide. I'm not sure if that is the best, but let's try this and see. Or I wonder if you can add on. Let's try this first. Where did I put the bind double key element USS? Let's go there. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to add this again to the same object. And in this one, I'm just going to say can I get the root? Like, can I do this? Would that work? Do we, if we go back here, do we have any clause on this one? I'm not sure. Let's try it. Display none. So now if I would add the existing one, it should be in script UI custom element, and add this one. Okay, then we have the root one. Okay, that is good. But I do want to know. I want to go here, debug log root element class get classes. So let's see what classes the root element has, because I don't know. Classes would be getting all the classes, and then we loop through them all. I'm sitting way too far to the right, as I usually do when I start. It's really weird. Okay. And classes, let's call it C, and then we just do C. And this is the options menu controller. Let's refresh, and let's save that and just play. And we'll see what the console will log out for us. Unity UI document root. Okay. So in root USS, can I Unity UI document root? If I do display none on this, and let's open the options again. I'm hoping this will work. It should be on the options menu XML. And what other displays are there? Initial. Oh, it's working. Because I can see it in the scene view. So if we do this none. Cool. So we can fetch that one. Then we can also probably root hide. That is called root hide now, and what I'm going to do is in here at start I'm going to do a root element add. No, let's add a private void hide, public void hide, public void show. And since I'm going to do this on all my UI documents, I want to make a base class that will just have those. So let's actually go to where this is in Unity. Open in Unity. There we have it. Then I'm going to make a menu controller. And this will be abstract. And in here I'm going to add a public abstract void show. Alright, you can't add a body. And hide. And this, both this one and the other. This needs to be over right now. This one and the main menu controller both needs to inherit from this one, and let's implement those two. They shouldn't even be abstract. Let's make them virtual, because I don't even want them to be virtual. I just want to have them. And this object will always have a UI document on it. So we are going to take a UI document in here, and with that I can do UI document add. No, we also need a root element that we have right there. It's just a visual element, so private, no, protected visual element, root visual element. Awake. In Awake we do root visual element is UI document and get the root visual element. And in here, in show, we do root visual element, remove class from list, and that is going to be a public const, what did I call it? Hide root. What up, Dram? How are you doing? Root hide. Const string. So we have hide root. That is what we're removing, and in the show, we are going to add that. No, in hide. Yeah, in hide we're going to add that class. Okay. Another thing I want to do is also to make this easier for me. I want to have an option to start them enabled. Start enabled. If start enabled show else hide. Cool. Now we don't need these show and hide anymore. And the options menu would be a menu controller. I'm going to remove the options menu, show. And I would hide this. I hope you're having a wonderful day, Dram. And now I am. Just learning more about the UI toolkit. Words are hard. Might be loud opening a Coke, as usual. Maybe I should mute my mic when I do it. Okay, so we have options controller, and here we do have a root. What did I call it? Root visual element, right? Root visual element. Maybe I should just call it root element. I think that makes more sense. You decided to create a gathering resources and farming scripts from scratch again. You'll leave the old ones there. All right. I hope that will work out nicely for you. Oh, I just have an idea. Too much to refactor to get it to work with how much has changed. Yeah, I can understand that. You did quite a rework on a lot of your systems, from what I gathered, or at least the editors. By the way, I realized last stream, or after last stream, that I had played around a bit with the ads manager, and ads was on last stream. I hope no one minded. turn it off again. They should only be a pre-roll right now. Okay, so I was thinking about having a back button on every screen, but no. But something I want to do though is basically the whole character controller alongside how things function using state machines. So the old script would basically need a lot of refactor, so might as well just remake them from scratch. Yeah, I feel the same sometimes. So I've made a large system with the components and stuff for my game and how they should treat each other and data, which is great. But I think that I would build it in a different way now. Even though I enjoy having each thing separate in a component, I think it's a bit verbose with what I'm doing, and it's getting hard to keep track of all the components. Okay, so we add the back button. The back button should, let's have it like this in the menu controller. When you call show, I'm going to send in another menu controller and call it previous menu controller. And I'm also going to make that a protected. Yeah, exactly. But I want to call this, let's just call it previous menu. There we go, menu controller, call it previous menu controller. So with this, whenever I use a back button here, I can do hide on myself, and I can do previous menu controller show. This. So I was thinking about adding this to the root, to the base. Maybe I should. I think this might work. Let's refresh and try. I might need to drag some more same field is serialized multiple times in, oh, did I miss with UI document probably? UI document, yes. I have that here as well. No. Let's refresh again. We still have it one time. Main menu controller. Start enabled. I'm not seeing it. So I have in main menu controller, I only have one, which is the options menu. That's not in the menu controller. And it's not in here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, sometimes you just have to restart Unity. Alright, when I stream I should... Give me 1 second. There we go. Gotta have... Okay. Since I can't have the normal Windows background, so we need to go with the wallpaper engine. So whenever I minimize something, we get to see something nicer. Okay, where was I? Yeah, we don't have the arrow right now, so let's start this and see what happens. Everything should disappear. No? Huh. Main menu. Start enabled. So why did the main menu not hide? That is weird. Maybe that should be run in start. Let's have that not start as enabled. Yeah, it can't be. It needs to be in awake. So oh, that is because the main menu doesn't have the style sheet on it. Did I call it root? Yeah, root. Let's save that. And now when I start, it shouldn't show. Cool. And now when I start with only the main menu enabled, it should be fine. But do I already have them linked? So if I go into options now, we go back, then options. Oh, we fixed it. Cool. Cool. So the options menu doesn't really need to know about the main menu, since when we open the options menu, we're setting the previous window, so we can just go back. That wouldn't work if we I probably need to have two ways of doing this. One where I don't set it. Because if we want to go back, I don't want to set this to previous. Imagine if we are creating several nested hierarchies, then when we go back, we don't want to set the previous one to be the one we came back from, but we would like to keep going back. I think that makes sense. I think the next option, the next thing to do is to add the sound. Text content, sound option. We have the labeled sound, but I want to have a, what do I want to have? Should have sliders, right? An integer? No, just a slider. kind of want to have... I want to have a group box with a slider and a label. And this would be music. High value 100, low value 0, value is sort of 35, I don't know. The label would say music, and I want this to be not that wide. I want them to grow one, shrink one. So if we add, should set this flex to be horizontal, and we add another music, which would be SFX. Do you call them effects, or do you call them like sound effects? I don't know. I did that, and what if they can't shrink? Well, screw that. I want to make them like 50%. There we go. Perfect. Sound. And I need to make these sliders bigger. They are very tiny right now. So how would I just drag them out? That wouldn't do much. Oh, they already have this, so I can do like volume. Well, volume, yeah. Volume. Also, is my type here now when I made one? Templates, main menu, no. That would be cool if I could get my rebindable input in here. Okay, so how do I set the size of this? We just go up with the font size, but the slider is still tiny. I want the slider to be bigger. I have Unity slider. The height doesn't do anything. That only changes that. I delete that. Can I change these? No, I can't. Okay, show an input field, cool. Like, how would I get this bigger? I guess you could scale it up. Yeah. Problem with scaling is that it doesn't really care about anything else when I do. Ay, ay, ay. I guess I'll go with this. So I'm actually going to take this remove music and duplicate this. And I'm going to change this to music. Perfect. So now I need to hook these sliders up. It's called slider, and I'm going to call this SFX slider. And the other one will be this is music. Six slider. That's a FX slider. Cool. Now when I have those sliders, I'll be able to get them in my options menu. Now we're back in the options menu. And in here we are going to fetch the sliders. There's a lot of code in my start, so I'm going to break this out and can I? Yes. RM. Yes. Initialize tabs. Cool. Create tabs. And this one could be create back button. Good. Then we will add private. No, not private. I will add audio sliders. Great. It's not really create, but I'm going with initialize instead. All right. So then I will do the same thing here that I've done before. The only difference is that I'm going to wrap cap. The only difference is I'm going to save them here. So we will have a slider. I assume that's in the UI element, and this will be the music slider. And we'll have the SFX slider. Development goes great. Like, it's really good. I am enjoying the new UI toolkit. I'm working on it, learning it. And I've converted the rebindable inputs to the UI toolkit now. It's kinda cool. So what I'm getting now is the music slider, I think I call it. Music, which could be directly into the music slider. And we grab a slider. We do the same with the SFX slider. Then music slider, value. You're going to quit your job. Now, why is that? And which of the jobs? I don't know. The old one. And you're going full-time game dev at another job. You need to get out of that job. Well, yeah, that's usually a good way. Yeah, that's good. As long as you can afford to not have a job until you find a new one. Or just start searching for other jobs. But if it's draining you to the point where you can't really do anything, I understand you. You'd rather be broke and look for something that fits you better. Yes. Okay, I'm not sure how to get a slider. What are we building today? Today I'm first going to... so I'm creating the menu. So what I've made is I have a quit button that does application.quit. Doesn't happen anything in the editor. Options is this. We have a music slider with the volume for music and sound. Then we have my input system, or all my inputs. And that is what I have for my menu right now. And this is using the UI toolkit, so I'm learning how to set these up and how they work together, because I need to learn the UI toolkit. And the rebindable inputs work nicely. Like here, play jump, control, now it's left control. And then we can go into, just to show you a little bit, scenes, gameplay scene. It's a bit bigger scene, but I've been using level design toolkit. Did I ever start on the tutorial for my input system? I'm building up to it. I'm about to release a tutorial on the basic, like the creating events in scriptable objects, and on top of that I'm going to build a base of the input system where I just send the events, input events through scriptable objects, and then I will build an input handler on top of that. Level Designer Toolkit includes rules and auto tiling. It also has an automated one. What up, Cheap Grams? How are you doing? So let's go to the tile set. This is the tile set. Let's see where the rules are. Layers. Is this the one? No. Edit rules. Here we have them. So there's this an easy way. The easiest way is you get this auto layer rules assistant. So you just make these types of pieces and put them in, and it will handle it by itself. So as long as you're not interacting between several layers, this is really easy to use. But you can switch to advanced mode. Let's can I duplicate this so I can show? So if we switch to advanced rules here, you can open each of these rules. You can see this is the tile that you're using, and this is the rules for it to show. And you can see small images here, so you can set up that image, and it's this. You can also add more rule types. And it has a lot more. I haven't looked into it because I don't need anything apart. I don't need anything other than this. You know? I can send you the rules, yeah. I'm not going to run with the aesthetics that we had for the Ludum Dare. I'm going to try and make my own stuff. Unless I find an artist that want to make this game with me. But anyways, we would like to have it right now. I can fix that. Can I use assistant for a new one? Here you have it. Let me grab this and copy, paste. Where are you at? There we go. Have funsies? Yeah, I'm going to, my goal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a sprite soon TM and start working on pixel art. But anyways, I'm defining all my entities in level design toolkit. So I have all my, we have all the enemies set up here, and they are imported into Unity down here, becoming prefabs and everything. Work stuff is rough. Notice you keep going until your body caves in and calling sick for a few days, and then you recover and suddenly have energy. Oh yeah, I know about that. It's a terrible cycle to be in. I hope you can get out of it and feel better. So all of this is imported from a level design toolkit. So you can see here's my diving angel, the spear angel, and they are right there, and the spear angel there. They are also connected to the door. Here we have a door that only opens when these two enemies are dead. We also have a play collision trigger, so when the player walks into this, we focus this virtual camera so we can see this area. So we have a lot of cool stuff, and it's so easy to use this program. Like having this door open for we have a lever in here. Sorry, this one opens 3 doors. This and you can see them by clicking them like this. Yeah, I think this one would be incredibly useful to have. I'm not sure how you're used to doing it, but I can show you how it works really quick with the import. If we go to Unity, we have the imported level. I have it in the project all the time. So whenever I do change anything in, we're down here now. So let's add an enemy, a magic angel right there. Let's set patrol points there. I save. I reload it here. Now we have the angel there with the checkpoints. And then how this is set up, each entity in like this magic angel here on the left becomes a prefab in Unity. So with this it's a magic angel, so it's gonna be put there. And we know the prefab is going to be put there, so if we wanna go back here and move it, no, it's better up there. That works. And that is not all. If we have this angel, all the object come with like the fields, the imported fields. So I made 3 patrol points. All 3 of them are in here, in the inspector. And if we go in and see how we import these, it's just to have a script that that implements this interface, LDTK imported fields. And in here, we get fields as a parameter, and we just get the point array because it's an array I'm sending in. So then I have all the patrol points. That's all. So it's very simple to get the values out from the toolkit and back in here. So you could make most of the game in level designer toolkit. Also, Cheap Grams, how are you doing? I saw you enter. I missed if you wrote anything else, I'm sorry, but I hope you're doing fine. Your toolkit slider value changed. I need to know. Let's check. Button click do something, but slider. Oh, we just register value change callback. Okay. Music slider value change. Value change callback. Did it take? Let's make a method actually. Why is it jumping around like this? Alright, Dram. Hope you'll have a wonderful chill, and thanks for stopping by. So in here, we can then get the new value. Cool. So I would actually like this to be like the music manager. This callback would be called music slider changed on. Yeah, you can do them 16 by 16. I'm thinking about doing, when I'm doing it later, I'm thinking about doing it 32 times 32. But that would also require me to redo the whole layout in LDTK, I think. I don't think I can just up it in an easy way. So start with 16 by 16. I'm also this Metroidvania, I'm making a vertical slice, so we have 10 rooms currently and ending with a boss fight. So I'm creating a vertical slice for this Metroidvania. And yeah, I'm hoping to get at least 10 minutes, hopefully 20 minutes of gameplay. From this. And if I can get 20 minutes of casual gameplay through the game, then I would be super happy. So music volume changed is the one I used before, right? Yeah. We had listened to it. Yeah. So here we can do new value, I think. And now I hope the volume is actually... okay. So volume is between 0 and 1. My sliders currently are between 0 and 100. So I need to change that. Else I will probably ruin my ears and yours as well, if it's even possible to put it that high. High value 1. It would probably be good to have it actually to 100, so you can go between 0 and 100%. It would make more sense actually. I will rewrite the other one. Yes, let's actually rewrite. Here we do times 0.01. And then we'll do the same for on SFX slider changed. And we go to sound manager, audio manager. Where I will also do the same, where I multiply by 0.01f. And hopefully this will work, and it's not going to... Actually, I'm going to mute Unity for you guys when I play this. Just in case. It's not doing anything. Volume is always 1. So, alright, volume can only be 1, but I'm thinking. Oh, right. We should use the volume right there. Got it. So now I hope it should work. It is working. Let's check the audio source. You can see here on the right. Good. Then I can enable the Unity audio source again. Now we can hear it. Now we can't hear it. I assume sound is heard as well. I actually can't check that. I'm going to turn off the music. Now, will that be saved? I don't know. No. That's for another time. Let's update our ticker. We have made sound slider for save sound up sound levels. Sound volume. Sound music volume. It's what we're going to save. Yeah. So we got our first task done and a bit of other things around it. Learning how sliders work in here. We're also learned how to change between different UI documents in a good way. I think. I'm not sure. But since I've been going for an hour, I'm going to take a small break. It's going to be a couple of minutes. I'm going to make a cup of tea. So I will be back in a little bit. Alright, I am back. So let's see what we're going to do now. I want to be able to start the game from the main menu. I think that is my goal right now. So let's see if we can do that. It should be quite straightforward. Build settings. Let's remove all these scenes and let's add the gameplay scene. Gameplay scene, good. So all we have to do really is to go into the main menu controller, and on the start game button pressed we do scene manager, load scene, build index, which is 1, done. So if we start this now, we can go into options, we can change the volumes, we can set the inputs. Let's see if it actually works. Let's put this on left control. Let's go back, start game. And I'm jumping with control and I can't jump with space. Key rebinds. Here we have another type. This is the old rebinding system, by the way. If you can. This is the one that is using the old canvas. So I'm basically having the same in both systems now, which is kind of neat. So now I changed the rebind and I can jump with space. They have so much HP. Especially that one. Does it have 100? Maybe 50. Yeah. But that is cool. Now we can start the game. Before that, I want to add singleton skill pool 5. Okay, main menu, start game. This one was the easiest one and we got it. We just load the scene. I don't want any fade in right now because I'm going to have an intro later and I want the intro to be prioritized. Okay. What did you say? Enemy spawner by trigger. So first I'm going to make this in level design toolkit. So in the first room we have these objects. They are supposed to spawn after we hit this lever over here. The enemy spawn in room 0 once lever is used. So we hit this lever and these enemies will spawn. So I am going to... So I'm having different thoughts on how to do this, because I'm not really sure yet how I want to do this. I can make one object that can spawn different things depending on, yeah, whatever I want really. But I can also make a single object for each type that I'm spawning. That would be a bit more work. But let's see what we can actually add to. Let's actually add this to enemy, I think. So no, on an object. Okay. This would be trigger. Spawn on trigger. So let's make it an object. Let's see what values we can have a reference, but I don't want to have a reference, I think. Or maybe I do. Maybe this A is more than a single item setting up. What we can do, we can have a entities to trigger. And let's check how I did with the door. This only has one entity. I don't think I added. Oh yeah, the door has one entity. Or entities, it has a list of entities. Right, I'm not setting anything on the lever itself. This just have the lever has references which are automatically set. Which means that this spawn on trigger would be the one handling or listening to an event. So if I add we need two types of things there. We need first to have we need to have two arrays of entities. First we have the entities that we need to have enabled, the interactable objects that needs to be doubles. There needs to be, all the conditions need to be met before we trigger this. And when we're done, we need trigger. No, I need a good name for this. This will be all the entities we are going to enable, or entities we're going to either create or enable on when all the interactables are done. Would that make sense? Yes, I think so. Because in this case I could trigger. In this case I could add, let's add a diving angel right there. What tea am I drinking? It's, what is it? It's Lipton tropical fruit. I really enjoy that tea. It has enough taste to be nice. A lot of teas don't taste enough for me. It's something I've noticed. I usually have my tea bags in, or my tea in general, in the water for a longer time. Okay, so with this then I would have spawn on trigger. This one would have the interactables. So now I can check this and go to this one, select, oh, I need to, on this one I need to change this to any entity, or can I specify tag? No, any entity, and the entity is to trigger, could also be any entity. Let's scrap that and do it again. Can't go. Do I need to zoom in? Alright, so we got a lever. So when the lever is hit, I want to activate this entity. But we're also going to have more enemies, so let's add another diving angel right here. And a spare angel right there, and one down here. And we can remove these objects. Then I'm going to go to enemies, and I'm going to set their patrol point. So this one will go between these 2 points. That one will just kind of go in between these. Diving angel right here will, I guess we'll just chill between these 2 points. And this one, the same. I'm not sure if this one is too high up. I think we might need to lower it a little bit for it to actually trigger on the player here and not just on this one if we're lucky. And we have the spare angel. So now we go back to our spawn on trigger. And entities to trigger would be that one. Can I hold control to add more? No. Shift? No. But now we have all the 4 spare angels in here. Spare angels. 2 diving and 2 spare. That should be enabled by this spawn on trigger. I could just move this out of the way. I want to try something. If I remove that, yeah, I don't get a warning. No. Okay, so this lever right now is doing a lot of things. We have a lot of references. That is cool. I haven't actually walked up there to see that it opens all the doors and everything, but hopefully it will work. I probably also need to find a way to actually open the doors when they are disabled. But that is for later. Okay, so we have this now. And I'm going to save that, go into Unity and we'll reload it. Before release, try at least once, yes. Well, if you are interested, Chris, we can brainstorm a little bit more regarding level design, and I could probably get you a build where you could jump around and try stuff if you want. If you want to continue and help out a bit. Because the more I need to figure out a lot more things. So what you made here with these being activated after the trigger was really good. So now build on that and you could reuse it for other areas as well. And we have the one-way platforms. And we have the pickup, the object, the ability pickup. We have doors that open, we have camera triggers. We have a lot of new stuff since last time, or well, since you built this. We do not have the beefier enemies, but that will come. So we have a null reference here. What is null? Room virtual camera. we have? Room virtual camera. Oh yeah, you need the way to wait, a way to wait test. Yeah, a way to play test. Yes. Most certainly. We can probably set that up. So what was the issue here? Let's see. Room virtual camera 17. It cannot. Oh. Yeah, this is a really stupid way of doing this. I'm getting the player right there, so it doesn't work unless I am in the gameplay scene with the import. Let's re-import all. So now we can see that we have new enemies and we have the spawn trigger, spawn on trigger right there, but we don't have that object. So we need to. It shouldn't be called spawn on trigger. I need a good name for this. It's basically just a collection of references that are being enabled on a trigger. But for now it's going to be called spawn on trigger. So let's go, we have that object here. And yeah, I will also change how we jump in the future. Because I'm going to remake the character and the movement a little bit to actually fit the new environment that we will make. Okay. Spawn on trigger. Let's just call it that. Spikes should be a room object. Wall jumps and ledge grabs. I'm not sure about ledge grabs. That's a lot of work. Maybe. It has, like, I have ideas how we could do that. Actually, I have a really good idea, but then we would also have to define every edge somehow. And I'm not sure if we can do that in an easy way. Let's see. Can we, on this integrate layer, grid values, could I do corner? Could I technically grab this? I don't know what this is. The auto value is not defined. The automated rules will check if the main value is near something that is not. If the auto value is defined, the rules will check if the main value is near the auto value. Okay, so that is just for the layers. Where are the tile sets? Can I do anything? Oh, could I? That is really cool. Okay. We might be able to do this. Go to enums and let's call this tile layer. Enum. Ledge. Then we can go to the tile set, go in here, and we can do tile layer enum with ledge. That would be a ledge. That one would be like this. We could define them. All of that would be a ledge. I want to see how this looks in Unity now, if that will be represented in some way. We have auto layer with no. I would like these to be like to know about the corners. I would not want to set an object or an entity on each corner. That would not be good. I will have to look up how to do this. But it feels like that would be cool. Unless I haven't selected the... it should be the normal corner I'm using, right? Or this one. That means that this one should be. Same with that one. But it's in this room. But we do not have the information anywhere. No, okay. Let's go back to what we were doing. The spawn on trigger in Unity. So I want to grab the spike and see where the spike script, the hazard, because it scripts. Okay, let's go into script room objects, and here we would have the spawn on trigger. It's a bad name, but I'm going to call it spawn on trigger. Spawn on trigger, and this one would implement the LDTK imported fields. So we can grab all of those. Let's put it in the correct namespace, and then we'll create a list of entities. Game objects, maybe? Yeah, game objects. This will be entities, and then we'll have one that is interactables. Interactable component, but it needs a state component. Okay. This will be state component. Triggers, what did I call them? Interactables. Interactables, I think. So we have those two, and then we'll grab them from here. We'll do interactables, get interactables is fields get array and get entity reference array, and that would be what did I call them? It was interactables, right? Spawn on trigger. Can I open this by double clicking? No, I cannot. Interactables. Tool list. No? Wasn't it a... Oh, it's state component, right? Then we can do, if we do try get entity reference array, I think we can do out var test. It's still game object, okay. Could just get them game objects, interactables, and let's do interactables is interactables, select, can I do this? Component, state component. To list. And can I do the same with the entities? But they don't need that because entities, they are already game objects, since we're only going to enable them, I think. And they should, what did I call them? Entities to trigger. All right. If I, well, first I'm going to make where they play collision trigger. Let's actually see where I put this one. Oh, it's just chilling right there. Let's remove that one. And let's make a spawn on trigger right there. Let's go into the LDTK. And add my spawn on trigger to be the prefab I just made, and then we apply this. Oh well. Let's grab this one now. Can I grab it? No. Hazards with objects. Spawn on trigger now has, oh, there, entities to trigger, all of these 4. And I think I would then do in start, I would just loop through all the entities for each entity in entities. Entity set active false. And we then need to go into the, let's go into door, a lockable door. Didn't I do the same player collision trigger? Yes, we need to have that is a trigger, but we have the virtual camera trigger. This one is the one I wanted. We add listeners for all of them. I'm doing this several times. This is just not in this one. I'm going to use it in another class as well. So I'm thinking we go to where this one is. Make a trigger base. Trigger base is going to do it's going to be abstract, and it's going to have a public void trigger event. Public abstract void trigger event. And all it's doing in here, we are actually going to move that out here to the trigger base. Then we can reuse this in other components that we're going to use. If this now inherits from trigger base, let's make this protected. And this one will be override, but we need to make it public, I think. And update doesn't need to do anything. So that means our new one from virtual camera, the spawn on trigger would also inherit from trigger base. And this should be interactable components. Interactable components. Let's move the trigger event up here because I want the import fields at the bottom. I'm not sure why, I just like it to be down there. On trigger event, we need to look through all of these and just set them to true. In the future, I need to give all of these IDs, so if you save somewhere, we need to know which levers and stuff are switched on and off. But I think this might work. I like how I call them lever in here. It's a component. Let's reload all of it, and I'm going to try this and see if it works. Report all, nothing, it's not complaining about anything. Let's actually go to room manager. I'm going to see if I can play through the whole game. Wait, one on trigger start. Entities are not set because they are private. We need to serialize this field. so they will be saved. Just re-import, so it re-imports everything again, and then we'll play. No? On disable. Oh, it's already... Let's actually put a breakpoint in here and see what is going on. I'm also wondering what is triggering my camera down here. Because I think that is the camera that is being triggered, and I wonder why. So we're doing transitioning to room. Let's set a breakpoint in here as well. Let's start and see what's going on. So entities are 4. They are game objects. Yes, 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 and yes. Good. So now is the question, why am I in here again? I think I did accidentally add 2 spawn on trigger. Anyways, current room is 0, next room is 0. Oh, I see the issue. So I did a fix where I transitioned to room 0. So if starting room is not 0, we do this. Let's see if I made spawn. Yeah, alright, we have the spawn on trigger that's just out in the scene, and that is causing some issues. So now we shouldn't get any errors there, and hopefully still are. Oh, it's actually in enemy. That's where we're getting the issue. Alright, we spawned in here. I need to fix the everything, it seems. That is odd. So no errors now. Why did this stop working? So every room transition, that one. Go to room 6. We triggered the box. Oh, it's not. Okay. I changed to my room manager. We have a starting room of annoying. I will have to do a better thing later for this, but right now I'm just doing this. Now let's transition from room 1 to this. So I don't have any transitions enabled unless I have unless I activate the room. And when I didn't run the transition to room, I didn't activate it. I need to also move it further down. Anyways, we go through here. They have so much HP and they deal so much damage. I should stop that. There we go. Let's jump over this one. I will grab dash. I can't dash because I disabled dash. I think. Yeah. So let's go to the player and actually enable dash. Did I call it play dash or just no dash? It's active. Now I can dash. Cool. I got wrecked. It just fell down on me. So why is that? Is that because I... Huh. Why did they all fall down? Oh, well... Why is the sprite interactable? Oh well. I think I have not... Yeah, they should be able to walk on one-way platforms. Yeah, that haven't happened before. Was it because I exited and entered the room? Let's spawn there. Oops. Let's grab my spawn point, that one, and let's put it over here. That is room 6. Starting room 6. And then we play. So if I go in there now, it should be fine. Camera's going to be a little bit wonky. Now it should be fine. The enemies should be on their platforms, yeah. So what is happening when I exit the room? It's disabled, then we enter the room. Something is happening with the checkpoints. But why does it only happen? What? What is this magic? Okay, let's try again. So the first time I went to the room is fine. See? They're all doing their thing. And when I exit the room and enter it again, or is it? Ah, okay. I see. So we have a bug. Maybe done. And 3A, 3B, A, 3 plus. Anyways, save Disable during patrol. That's weird. I think it is because they're disabled while they are patrolling. Yeah. Okay, let's go into the patrolling component and check. Patrolling component. So we have our reset that should be set, but we're only resetting the checkpoints where we probably have a direction and stuff. So did they move immediately as I entered the room, or was there a delay? So first I get in here, it takes a bit for them to move. All good. If I enter now, exit almost immediately, then we enter. I exited too early. Let's go back. And then we exit. Too early again. There we go. That one moves as it's being enabled. That means that we're not resetting it properly. Patrolling, where do I set? Alright, it's running all the time. And that is probably the issue. We're not resetting the state. We probably need to go to the enemy state. Idle state component. Let's go in here and find the reset. But here we are setting to idle. But we're not actually, okay. Wait. Base disable. Else, come on. If we're not destroyed, we're going to call a reset here. I think that should be enough. We're not resetting them on enable, and that's something we should do. Or on disable. I guess not. That is a lot of errors, but it's only the idle state component reset that's complaining. Its current state, where but yeah, if enemy is not null. Nope. Could it... Another idea. So I split up everything maybe a bit too much. So the patrolling component probably sets entity movement input info, yes. The input moment input info, where is the horizontal movement? Does this one have a reset? No, it doesn't. Override reset. Here we need to set entity movement info. Wait, where does the entity movement info come from? Nowhere. Do we own it here? No. We don't, so it shouldn't be here. It should be in entity initializer. Because this one owns entity, yeah. What was the last one? Can do inputs. True. I think. I don't know. It's working. Cool. So the issue I was having, I'm setting separately, I'm setting a horizontal input. So the patrolling component doesn't really know anything else that it's going to move to the side. It's just saying, yeah, move to the side. That's where the waypoint is. So we're setting the movement to go to the right. For example, and when we disable the object and enable it again, my entity horizontal movement will see that, well, this value is set because we never reset it, and that is why it just kept moving at the start of when I entered the room, if it was moving. So cool, now we got this. Let's see if we can play this. Probably not. These enemies are ridiculously hard, but they can't attack me. It's currently they can't find the skill pool. It's probably gonna be stuck there. Can I make this? I can make this jump with the dash. But for that, I need to enable the dash. Let's go to the player and the dash and set active true. Wait, what? Something has happened to my dash. This looks so sad. Such a sad dash. Like, do I even go any further with it? Yeah, I am. But it's really... it's looking really sad. No, I know what's wrong with it. So let's fix that. Entity dash. I really want to rework the system again. But the problem here is when I dash, here, there should be a return here. We cannot use it, we shouldn't be. Yeah. So here we freeze the position, XY, because we handle it all in the script. But the freeze also has a freeze gravity. because gravity is not controlled by the XY. And then we have unfreeze somewhere. No. Remove. Yeah. Gravity, unfreeze gravity. And with this now I should be able to also enable dash from the start. But I shouldn't be able to use it unless I pick up the pickup next to me. With this, I can't dash. I picked this up. Now I can dash. We're doing it. Maybe I should full screen this so you can see it better. I need to rotate those spikes. Here we have a door. Doesn't really work as a door, but you can see there's a door blocking the way there. I've never been in this room. It's too small. Right now, there's no door here, but there's a lever. I think dash is the button to open. And that will... I can't remember which button is actually the... interactable component. No. Player interact component. Yeah, dash. Dash is the button. Oh, that's why it was disabled. So if I do this, I need to check that it's actually enabled. Got the lever, it's off. Okay. So if I do this, now it's on. Good. I mean, I haven't really made sure that the door should open if they are disabled, but these are open. Let's see if... well, the enemies are not spawned here. Because they were disabled when it happened. Like the whole... the whole thing was disabled. So... now I need to figure out how to keep track of all this. Since these objects are being disabled, I need to keep track of what is activated and what is not. Somewhere. But I've been going for 2 hours now, so I'm going to take a small break, just stretch a little bit, and think about how I want to approach this. Because we're enabling this, and we set the values, but it's disabled, so we can't really trigger something when it's when they're all disabled. So I need to figure out how to do that. If anyone has any good ideas on how to approach this, that would be neat. And I will be back in a couple of minutes. Alright, I've been thinking a little bit and I think we just need a data container somewhere. The issue I'm having is in Unity now when for example this lever is pulled, these rooms are disabled, so they aren't getting the event. So this spawn on trigger isn't getting the event, but maybe it should if I... So if we go to the... So now I do... So I have two ways. One way would be to make a singleton that just keeps track of everything, where you add your kind of reference, and you can get the reference for different objects and check their states when you enable or something. But what I'm going to do instead is this. I'm currently setting them on enable and on disable. I'm removing all the listeners, but I don't have to do that, really. Let me put this spawn point at the top. There is room 7. Room manager, room 7. Which button is the dash button? I don't know. That's my inventory. I don't have dash enabled. Did I not disable? Oh right, I didn't pick it up. Well, since it's easy to do things. We have pickups. I can create the ability to pick up right here and set the dash. Good, save. Reload. Now let's play, and I can grab the dash. Perfect. Now I have the ability. Let's enable this one. I think that's enabled. Let's grab it just to see if it's enabled. Yes, value is on. I need a debug mode where I can act. Yeah, I should probably add that. So we go in here now. It works. So then I don't actually need anything special for this. That is really cool. Cool. Yeah, I have my document on Discord or my forum post on things I need to do. I'm going to add that right there. Things I need to do to add debug mode for play character. What else do we need? I don't know. Was there anything else? Door opening. Yeah, now I need to figure out a way to skip animations. So if the door, which is unlockable door, on enable and on disable. You unlock the door. It's also is part of the other one I made. Unity out of the box does not have a console, no. But I do have, for example, not Unity registry, my assets. I have the consoles I could add. Come on, fetch them all. So I have Quantum console. It's deprecated, but you could use it. I think they made Quantum console 2. Yeah, as of 2.6. So I could add a console without issues. What up, Ogem? How are you doing? A long time no see. Glad to have you here. So these doors are acting the same as the not room transition, spawn on trigger. Worst name. So they should all have a trigger base. So door. 1 second. Door should inherit from trigger base. We should remove that. Now, what do I need to implement? A trigger event, cool. Lots of work here as well, but I've been, last month I started streaming a lot. And I am enjoying it so much. Like, ridiculously much. Which is weird, but yeah, interactable component. Can I not? I do this interactable components. And this makes it so that I don't have to have these. But yeah, I'm enjoying streaming. I'm doing a lot of game dev, and I'm progressing fast with my Metroidvania, I would say. Is on stage changed? Is that we have on stage changed here, and check all interactables, and we do trigger event, which is abstract. And we don't have a trigger event here because we don't need it. And open is what we are going to do. But we also need to have one more. Trigger event. Wait, does that make sense? What would be the opposite of triggering something? Or untrigger event. Good enough. However, untrigger event isn't required, so it should be virtual instead. We should also override untrigger event. Sounds so funny. So check all levers. I don't need to do that, because in the trigger base we're doing exactly that. There we will do open. Come on. Close. And I don't have to... Oh. That would... It's true. And unlocked is false. How's the dot stuff in Unity now? You stopped when it was first introducing one of the beta builds. I think it's... it should be released, right? Isn't it? I haven't checked dots in a while. I also played around with it during the... when it was in beta. What is it called? I was searching for for dots. I mean, it's burst and job system is out. Entities, but what is the package actually called? Cloud save. A lot of cloud things. Entities graphics. I can't remember what it's called. I can't find it. We have netcode for entities, netcode for game objects, that's new as well. I need to get into that sometime. I can't actually see dots. Data. No. Do I not have the... Yeah, we enabled those. I don't know. I have no idea where dots is. I've seen a few posts here and there, but I haven't really gotten into dots at all in a while. Or in several years, actually. So open door. This one need to... do that, and proximity door also needs to have the trigger event. Well, that's a problem. The doors are... Oh, the trigger, the proximity door should not actually check the position from the player. That's such a stupid way of doing it. Oh well. Yeah, they have released the netcode for game objects. They have I think they have several projects, example project that you can use for it. Or check it out. I've been interested in checking it out as well, but I'm not sure when I will have time. Now when I'm making this game, I can't really do that. Well, I can, but I don't want to. So with this now, I hope I can something will happen with the doors. They will be open. Maybe. That should be active now. See? It worked. They're open. Haha. No, I fell down. So this door did not open. Also I have a dash now. If I pick up the next dash, I'm going to dash faster and longer. So I have my upgrade system working. So the pool, I understand. I will deal damage and then I should always make some kind of death way of dying that isn't instant in all my games in the future. So we deal damage, we set the damage value, and this is listened to by take damage. And if we remove the health info, we add a timer. That is just taking damage, so that is not what I'm looking for. So let's check again, take damage info. That is not what... Alright, this one is... Right, event. Do we add listener here? No. Damage change, we remove from the health info, and this one we will listen to. What is the object thing? What is it called? Entity died, is this the one? Yeah, kill. I'm doing a tiny hack to just have it not complain. But I do wonder why the door down there didn't open. But first I'm going to go back into LDTK. We have the door here. It's an object. points to these two enemies. But I'm actually going to remove the diving angel because it has a lot of HP. I'm just going to have that enemy. I'm also going to grab the spawn point and put it up here. That is room 6. Let's start in room 6. I should have refreshed. Now it opens. But it didn't open before. What am I hitting my head on? Looks like the tile is not defined. Okay. So we fixed the error message. That was the important part. What was I working on? We have the enemy spawning by trigger. That is now done. And this is done as well. Now I need to singleton the skill pool, and that is going to be quite easy as well. So in here we have the skill pool somewhere, right there. And I'll go to the input handler because that's the simple way of doing it. There we go. And then let's not have it as a serialized field. Let's actually remove the skill pool from the magic. And we do skill pool instance instead. All right. Now the game just got a lot harder. I don't know why it's complaining about the unsupported type. LDTK to Unity, re-import all. So let's pray again, and if I go into the next area, we are going to see these enemies, and they can now shoot me, I think, yes. And these are fireballs, they deal a lot of damage. The problem with their fireballs currently is every time they see you, if you jump, they will shoot a lot of fireballs. Because you walk out of their trigger, and whenever you enter the trigger, they will shoot. And the same is if you hit them from the other side, they turn around, and the turning around will put you in their trigger, and they will automatically shoot the fireball. So they are very dangerous. Even if you try to go behind them, they will just kind of wreck you. Alright, making the skill pool was way faster than I expected. making it a singleton. Now I gotta save the sound and music volume. Didn't we have a new save load manager? Alright, we see profiles, we're not saving. No, we have global settings. I just saw the global settings load. Yeah, we're getting the keys, setting the float. Yeah. Save nothing. I think this would be music manager instance volume and audio manager instance volume. Let's see if this works. And then we will do this, we'll handle the sliders as well. Because I don't think the sliders would work. Well, the sliders work, but when you load it and the volume is max, they are still going to start at 35. Okay. Now we can add the music. Let's keep both at max. When are we saving this actually? Oh, it is working now. But the sliders aren't taking the volume. Let's go to the options menu controller. When we initialize these, we register the callbacks. But we also need to set music slider value to music manager volume. Same with the SFX. Times 100. Sound was maxed, but music wasn't. Now it is. Good. Now it's saving sound and music volume. Cool. Good. I'm glad I already had all these systems set up, so I didn't have to do much. So the question is, what will I do next? I already finished my 5 tasks and I still have a bit of time. So I'm going to check my Discord on what I could let's switch to this view and you can see my so I made a small things left to do in here, so I just keep track of things I need to do. So debug mode for the play character is something I need to do. And door opening, I just fixed that. So we got that done. We also have fixed the music and volume control, both volume controls. We can also start the game, enemy spawner, based on event trigger. So now we need a beefy enemy. Boss cameras are also working. I did that yesterday. So let's run through the game. Let me have, I'm going to give myself a lot of HP so I can actually play through the game. We should have a player data somewhere. Wait, that's a lot of... Oh, that's all my... all my backups. I am glad LDTK is doing backups, but 60% of these folders are empty. There, it's not removing the folders. Like they're just empty. A lot of them. Let's remove all of those. So here we actually have a backup of it. Cool. So let's see, I'm going to play through the game and I'm going to see what I need to change. Player data, I think it's, no, what's called player data? Maybe it's in data actually, player entity data. There we have it, max health, 700. And I'm not starting in the first room. Let's change the checkpoints, or the starting points. So this one should go up here. And I will note everything down as I find them. I think that's a good approach to what I need to do. I didn't save this one. Dang I. What up, Kage? Thank you very much for the follow, Kage. How are you doing? I think Kep got you here, right? Cool. Oops. So I'm just testing it through my current Metroidvania thing I'm building to see what I need to add and for my vertical slice. Force you to follow the gunpoint. Rip. All right, transitions. I'm going to add this in my document. Okay. Vertical transitions. Yeah, it's Mega Man screen transitions. I really like them, so I decided to add them. Vertical transitions need work. We also need to do that we can't pass through doors that are closed. So let's continue. So we have the enemies. We have the diving enemies as well. They are kind of dangerous. They are really fast when they see you. They kind of dive to your position. But you can dodge them. And then we have it. A trigger not working. Trigger is there. Is the trigger in the scene? Play collision trigger. Can I not select like this? No. Objects. Play collision trigger. Single use has been triggered. By what? Oh, it's probably an enemy. I'm not checking what's colliding. No? It's a player trigger. Can it collide with anything else? Where do we have? Player trigger can only collide with the player. Right? Yeah. And the player hasn't been there. Well, let's uncheck it. So we are... Oh, it's a single use. It's not actually triggering the camera, so we have an issue with the virtual camera. And it's this virtual camera trigger. It is using the trigger base. It's probably something... Oh, I probably need to re-import it. That's all. Okay, I'm going to add that as well to my list. Trigger camera. Akage, I will soon show you the what Kep was talking about. So here we grab this. Now I get the dash. That is cool. Here we have the this is going to be really hard, but I can probably get them away. Yeah, let's just go through. They have so much HP, I can't really do anything. Oh, I took damage. No. So it needs a bit of balancing. I just knocked them down for now. Spikes. Spike direction. And there I have another dash. I'm going to pick it up so I get longer and faster dash, but it's not supposed to be there. Then we have the this room needs to be fixed. Room 8 size. No, I will just add room 8 because we are supposed to have a door right here. Then we enable that one. It's on the dash button right now, so I have to dash at the same time. A lot of options, yeah. Doors here are open now. Both of them. You can see the white one down here. It's a bad door. We can jump down. And the enemies should have spawned here now. Yeah. Cool. Let's just go through these enemies. And this door should also be open. With transition in here, we have these two enemies that we can just go through. Vertical transition needs a couple of moves. This room needs a camera fix. Well, this is not all for the jam. What I'm going to show you is the level design toolkit. But we could make it for a jam. It's not a problem. What is the oh, it doesn't have any waypoints. I think it's the, yeah, this which room is this? Room 6, 7. Room. Wait. It's room. Is it room 1? Yeah, it's room 1. Room 1. Enemies. Plus camera. Go in here. That also needs to be fixed. That is room 2. I haven't been in these rooms in a while. Room 2, camera. But let's go through here. All of these rooms, okay. And then we'll go in here. Nothing in here. The level editor is not in Unity, but it's importing everything to Unity. I will show you in a little bit. Then we transition here, and this is the boss. So when I trigger the boss here, we zoom in on the boss. I can't move. Zoom out, and the boss is going to start. It's going to fly up and do its boss thing for 10 seconds. And then it's going over to the other side and do the same thing. But I'm going to stop it before that to have it run the second phase, which just throws a lot of bombs. And that seems to be working. And then we kill the boss, and it flies out and poofs. And this is when we run the credits. Okay. So there isn't too much to add to have the playthrough of the game working. So what Kep was talking about, let me just add that before I forget, okay. What Kep was talking about is this program, Level Designer Toolkit. I have a couple of tutorials I would, well, one tutorial just going through the whole program that I would recommend you to watch. But what you can do in this is you create entities. An entity is any object you want to add. You also have layers, which has int grids, which are automatic. You have order rules. So you have this layout for all the object or all the types of tiles, and it will just handle the tiling by itself automatically. You can also manually do the tiling, the tile rules. You don't need to decorate the basics yourself, but you can. If we switch to advanced mode, after setting this up, you get all the rules and you can define new rules. And then yeah, they just have a lot of rules automatically in place. If you want to have different interactions with between layers, I am not sure how to do it yet because I haven't really needed that. But so they are all the rules, and then we have when we draw layers, we have the int grid, which is the grid. It's just called an int grid. So if I just draw it using the rules, and you can easily build a level and change stuff. I probably should add a little bit more walls here everywhere. So that is just right out of the box with all of this, which is kind of cool. The way I'm doing this, well, it has 4 different types of layouts for the world. So you can have a 2D free map, which is basically just any rooms anywhere, and connect them how you want. You can do a gridvania. And Gridvania is what I'm doing, where you have rooms next to each other and you can easily build, like I can create a new room right here. And then like, yeah, it's going to be this big. And now I have a room where I can place things. So if I just do this, but let's remove this room and I'm going to show you what I've set up for this project, for example. So if, yeah, so let's say, oh, I want to create a new room right here. So I've set up some automatic stuff for myself in Unity. So, oh, let's remove these. We need to be able to walk in here. Cool, cool, cool. And then we go in and you see the other room here. So you could easily know where to place the tiles, which is good. Then we get to entities. Well, first I'm just going to say, I'll show if I save this and I'm going to Unity. The file is in Unity, so we have it, it's right here. This is the project file and this is all the assets I'm working on, so they're all in the Unity project. And I just saved it in Level Designer Toolkit. And this is the old one, so I just refresh now. And we have it here. So, automatic imports. The next step that I've set up is like this really fast workflow. So I have this room transition object I made. It's an entity. All of the objects you create are entities basically. And since I built the Mega Man layout thingy, this is an entity that takes a transition direction and which is an enum that we have defined before, and transition to the room that we're going to. So this one is room 4 and this one I created is room 10. So all I need to do here is set to room 10 and I go to this one, I create one on the other side as well. It goes back to room 4 and this is going to the right. I have a few things I need to add to this, so I'll add a spawn point and a virtual camera because they need to be added. I save this. Let's go ahead, this is room 4. To make this easy, I'm going to spawn in room 4. I'm also going to refresh and you can see the objects are here. And that is not all. If you go into this project file, you can see over here on the right that we have each entity, like the room transition that I just made, is linked to a prefab. So you can, for each entity you make in a Level Designer Toolkit, you can select a prefab. So if you check these objects in here, we have room transition, this one it is. And you can see that we have the room exit, I have the box collider, and it automatically sets to room 10 because I've written a small script. Here you can see the fields that I set. 10 because we're transitioning to room 10, and left. Then I'm just grabbing these values in my room exit script when I'm importing this, so it's done during the reload. So when you've set up stuff like this, let's see, did I switch to room 4? Yes. If I start now, I'm going to spawn in this long corridor room. And I need to transition there, yeah. And the transition is here. Can't see it currently. This room is not set up properly. But a transition? No, I did not. Why did I? Oh, right. When I add a room, I need to do this reload world. Because I've made a script that loads the rooms into a list and stuff. I can't transition into it unless it's loaded. There we go. Well, the virtual camera is for some reason too close. I'm not sure why it was not working properly. But yeah, once you've set up a few prefabs, you can build the world incredibly fast. So we go here. Oh, it's probably because it has no. I'm not sure why it's not acting as it should. Oh, it's on standby because another camera is occupying this. Cinema Machine virtual camera. Which ones are room 10 and the room 4 one didn't disable? Well, interesting. Huh. I haven't had any issues with this before. So that is always fun. I might have forgotten to add something to the room. What do I need? I need a virtual camera, it's spawn point. I think that is it. I don't think the room's... yeah, you broke it. It's your fault. Let's set it to room 2. It's probably just my room switching that is acting up. Let's do another reload just because we can. But yeah, the power is in the prefabs. So here we move to this one, move over to this room. The cameras are off in here. Move to this one. I do not know what the issue is. Actually. Also, why am I not seeing the virtual camera in Unity? It's because they are behind. Would this be shown? No, okay, I don't know. Yeah, it's it is kind of fancy, but we don't need all the things in this. But I think this would, if you would learn this, well, if Kep learns this, and you also know how it works, I'm not sure who is being the level designer and who is doing what. So learning this, I think, would make level designing really fast, and it would also make it really easy for me, for example. I can just make small components, small objects, I don't know what Kep is planning either. It's just really nice to work in. I've increased my efficiency by like 1000% compared to actually using Unity's own. I tried using tiled for a bit, but getting into this, it is just so incredibly efficient. Like a thing I've done, so I created this door entity, right? And I've also created a lever that you can turn on and off, so I can link them in this in here. So I have this door, for example, has a link to the lever. So we have the reference to this object over here, and a lot of things are referencing this. So today I made a spawn on trigger, bad name, but whenever the lever is on, like opening all the doors, we also enable these enemies that you can see on with these arrows. They will spawn when the lever is pressed, because I have a link to this entity, and I could add, if I wanted to spawn more enemies, I could just add an enemy. I set the checkpoint, waypoints I've made like that. I go back to this, I be like, yeah, I want that one to spawn as well. Done. And you can see in here now, if I go in here and refresh, you can see the enemies there. We have the checkpoints or the waypoints that I'm using. We have the spawn on trigger. It has a blue line going to it, meaning that they are connected. And for the door, for example, we get a link to the lever entity straight in Unity, so I can easily connect the door with the lever. So for the door to open or not, I just check if the lever is on or off, and then you don't have to link things in Unity and be missing dependencies and whatever you need. So it's ridiculously powerful and very easy to work with. So now I need to work on the things I wrote down. So the vertical transitions that I've done, they need to be fixed. We have transition, I think I call it exit object. Or did I call it transition? No. What did I actually call them? Room transition. Room exit. So when we move down, I want to move like 6 units. Same when I'm going up, I want to move like 6 units. I think that should fix this. So let's try it. This is room 0. I need to move the spawn point over there. This is also great. I have created a spawn point that I put in every room. I'll save. I go into Unity, I just refresh, and the spawn point is moved to that position, and I set the room. Does my game allow it to reload at runtime? No, it does not. So I'm in the game now, but the... or does it? I don't think it does. I think the importer scripts are, since we are in Unity, we are using the importer workflow. So you can see I tried to reload, but... oh, now it's tried to actually... Can you do a reload? No. But now it's here, so it did load it. But I don't think the Unity importer runtime... The importer in Unity, the importer allows that. You could build your own. I'm just using a plugin. So going down, we should move further down, and now we're fine with the vertical transition. Cool. So that is fixed. Also, I haven't showed you guys, I am also building an inventory. I don't have anything in the inventory right now. It looks like this. Perfect, right? But that is not what I wanted to... which button did I put it on? T? No? H? G? Which button is it? Skills menu is select and backspace. Okay. Aha. So I also made magic things. So we have fireball, we have a heal, we have a root, and we have a bomb. So I have a lot of functionality in the game. So I can shoot a fireball. I can heal myself. I can place a bomb. But I don't have enough mana for this. Oh, this is bugged now when I imported it at runtime. So I have I've made skills as well. I was going to have more skills in the future, but like general where you get more health. I was thinking of giving you skill points when you did certain things, like killing a boss and such. So I need to re-import this because it went wrong when I tried to import it during runtime. Your teammates in the past didn't like boot up engines, so all tools you wrote had to be useful to runtime. Well, it depends on what kind of game it is. If you have to run for like a minute to get to where you want to go, then it's really annoying. And then you have like 10-second boot time, you run for a minute and you'll see, oh, it's off by 1 or something. It's not doing it correctly. You are happy with anything? Yeah, so since entering the play mode is really quick here, we could also do this. Just reload scene. And now we have like instant play mode. But I would probably have to do things for it to work properly. So we don't have to reload the domain. Yeah. It is I will link the tutorial to you. It's like a 15 or 20 minute tutorial, and the program is free. So you can pay for it if you want, but it's free if you want.
Damn good coffee.
Good timing with the music. But I think I am done for today, actually. I did achieve a lot of things. We got the main menu working with the sliders, we are saving the data as well. We got the spawning, we managed to spawn enemies. When we have pulled the lever, we're also opening the doors, even though they are disabled. And we fixed a bug with the enemies patrolling weirdly when we disable them when they are during their patrol. Fixed the skill pool issue, and we can also save the sound and music volume. And then we also fixed a lot of small bugs along the way. And I also cleaned up the main menu with the code and how it's working using the new UI toolkit. That was good progress today. I'm gonna head out here. Let's see if there's anyone we can raid. Thank you all for stopping by. Don't forget to follow if you haven't. And let's go over to actually let's go to Code Red Games. He is working on his game Rogue Blight, which is a really cool game, and it's I don't even know what to call it. It's a mix of Slay the Spire and a side scroller. But he's cool. He's cool. Have a wonderful evening, and I will be back tomorrow, maybe. I'm not sure. If you want to keep up to date with when I stream, I will update the Discord. I will write whenever I stream because it's a bit irregular and I can't really keep a schedule right now. And before going, we need to redeem the clap hat. It's not working. No. But why? I can't. I can't go. There we go. Thank you for the clap hat. All right. I'll see you guys at Code Red Games. Have a good one. Bye bye.